On today's video, I'll be listing out some common mistakes you should avoid in your visa application process. Plus, I'll be adding some bonus tips and advice. My name is Berry Umez, your favorite travel consultant. Please do well to subscribe and stay tuned. One of the major mistakes you should avoid in your visa application process is failure to disclose previous denials. One thing you should understand is that some countries share the same information. It's just like US and Canada right now. Let's say you applied for a US visa and you were denied, and you want to apply for a Canada visa or a Canadian visa. Of course, you have to tell them that you were denied in the past, that you applied for a US visa in the past and you were denied, and you also have to, mention the reason for the denial. You'd have to mention that. It's just like let's say you committed a crime right now and you hired a lawyer. There is no way you would lie to your lawyer. You cannot lie to your lawyer. You have to tell your lawyer everything that happened. Tell your lawyer the truth so they would know how to build your defense. If not, you'll be contradicting yourself. So your agent is like, let's say you want to profess this yourself, no problem. But if you're hiring an agent is like your lawyer. You have to tell your agent the truth. Oh, I was denied in the past. I applied for visa in so and so country and I was denied in the past. This was the reason for my denial. So if there's any reason for your agent to create a supporting document and, write it out, write a letter or mention it in that letter as your supporting document or make everything clear in that supporting document, then it is very important. Do not for any reason lie. You have to be very honest during this process. Another thing you should avoid is this incorrect or incomplete travel itinerary. What is your travel itinerary? Your hotels, your flights, your airport transfers, your tours and activities, all these things makes up your travel itinerary. It has to be complete and correct. You'd have to book a round trip flight ticket. It will be part of your document. Okay, now where you people are making a mistake is this. Let's say you want to apply for a visa to Canada. There are so many provinces in Canada, and in your visa, let's say in your invitation letter, you said you are going for a conference, right? You're going for a conference in Vancouver. Then when it's time to submit your documents, your hotel reservation, your flight tickets, everything is showing Toronto, or like they call it Toronto, right? You said you are going for a conference in Vancouver. Remember, this is another province in Canada. And then they are looking at your hotel. You are spending your entire stay in a hotel in Toronto. Your flight is landing in Toronto. You are leaving from Toronto as well. So at what point did you ever go to Vancouver for that conference you said you are going for? There is no hotel showing that you are staying in Vancouver. You are contradicting yourself. If you say you are going to this particular province for something, or you have a family or a friend in this particular province, make sure that your flight is landing you in that province. Make sure that your hotels is arranged in that province. If you're staying with a friend, make sure that the friend's address is in that particular province you said you are going to. You cannot tell them in a visa application that you're going to Vancouver to see a family, or you're going to Vancouver for a conference, and then you're booking a hotel in Toronto. When they look at all these things, they will just deny you immediately. They will deny you immediately. So these are the little things you should be careful about. Make sure that your itinerary is correct and complete. Very important. Another thing you should not miss in your application is proof of funds. You see, lack of proof of sufficient funds, very important in your application. Very, very important. One thing about we Nigerians is that we are always very impatient, including myself. Oh, we want everything to come out now, now, now. We want to rush. Like, we're always in a haste. Where are you rushing to? You want to plant your seed now. You want your seed to ripen now. You want to harvest it today. Why not take your time? If you end up rushing and wanting to get everything now, at the end of the day, you will get denied, and then you will have to start all over again. You have to start afresh. Why not take your time? If you don't have enough funds, why not take your time to build your account? If it is a 6-month statement of account that is required, Take your time to build your account before you start that process. Don't try and start cutting corners, looking for fake statement of account to submit. That one is even the worst because you'll be banned for 5 to 10 years. It's even the worst. In fact, even avoid that. Avoid using anything fake document to apply for your visa, because it will not just affect that your current visa, it will affect your future visas to any other country. Avoid anything fake documents. Stop being in a haste to rush anywhere. Take your time. Calm down. Calm down. If it is a 6 months statement of account that is required, take your time and build your statement of account to be very solid before you start your visa application. Please, because many people have been denied their visa because of lack of sufficient funds. Many people, not one, not two, not three. So take your time to build your account very well. Make sure it is solid. There's always like a limited amount that should be in that account. Once your agent tells you, or once, you can always ask me questions. I can even, like, you can consult with me. I can tell you, right? You just take your time, build your statement of account, and when it's time to print it and submit, you print it and submit. So it will not be a hindrance to your visa application. You getting me? Another thing that you should avoid is failure to provide biometric data. Like I said before, I think I've mentioned it in my previous video. After your application, there is a point where you have to go and get your biometrics done. If it is a Schengen visa, you have to go to VFS Global to get your biometrics done. Even Canadian visa is that same VFS Global. Like if you're in Lagos, there's a VFS Global office in Lekki. You have to still go there and get your biometrics done. Without your biometrics, you can't even get your visa. And your application fee, if you don't pay your visa fee, you cannot get your visa. You must pay your visa fee. So make sure you don't even skip that part. Don't skip the part where you pay your visa fee. Don't skip the part where you have to go and get your biometrics done. Are you getting me? Very, very important. Also, make sure that your application form is completely filled. There are so many parts where they will ask you questions about your family address, your parents, what you do, where you're working, what business you are doing. Make sure you don't skip any part. If you skip even one information, you could be denied for that. That is why it is important to, it's not even just about you vetting the document. If you can get a second person, a second eye, most times they say heads are better than one. And if you check it very well, it happens. It is true. Most times two heads are actually better than one, because most times when you vet a document, you might not pick out some mistakes that another eye will be able to pick out. That's why when people write books, there are first editors, second editors, third editors, fourth editors, to make sure there is no typo error at all. So most times when you vet your documents, you might not be seeing the mistake that someone else will see. Someone else that knows something about visa. That's why it is also important to always consult with a travel consultant, right? So make sure you vet your documents very well and be sure that you're not missing out any information. Be sure that you are not missing out any information. All your information has to be clear and correct. Another thing you should not miss in your visa application process is your health insurance. Please, it is very, very important. If you don't know where to get health insurance from, ask me questions, contact me. It is very important. I've had a situation where someone traveled to Dubai, went for desert safari, was riding on a quad bike and fell from the quad bike and got her arm broken. What saved her in that situation was her health insurance. Why do we even get insurance? It's because of unforeseen circumstances. So in the course of your travel and you fell sick or had an accident, or anything can happen. Anything can happen. So that health insurance is very, very important. So most times they even write it in one of the requirements that your health insurance should cover at least $30,000. Do you get? So please make sure you don't skip your health insurance. Make sure your health insurance is part of the documents that you're going to submit. If you miss it, if they look at your documents and they did not see any health insurance there, you could get denied for that. It is very, very important. Your health insurance is very, very important. Please make sure you do not skip that part. Make sure you don't miss that part at all. So the little advice that I have for you guys is, please, again, I've said it before, be very thorough with your documents. Be very, very thorough with your documentation. Vet your documents very well. Go through it over and over again. If you don't have someone, that anybody that can assist, always ask me questions. You can come back to me, ask me questions. I'm always here to attend to you. You can book a consultation with me. You can ask me questions. Go through your documents very well. Make sure that everything is complete and correct. And also be very honest. Don't lie. Don't lie, please. Don't lie. If there is any misinterpretation or misrepresentation or anything in any of your documents, there is a part where there is a supporting document where which you can use to explain anything in your document or in your visa process. Do you get? Let's say some of your documents are bearing slightly different names, because let's say when you got this particular passport, you were unmarried, you were still bearing your maiden name, and then you got the second passport, you are now married and you are bearing your husband's surname and all of that. Also note it down. These are tiny, tiny things, tiny, tiny details that you need to be writing down in your supporting documents. If you received a very huge amount of money on so and so time that looks fishy, mention it. Oh, this money was for so and so thing. Like all these tiny details. That's why they have a portion. That's why they made out this portion for supporting documents, where you can use to explain anything that could be very confusing in your documents. So make sure you are very honest. Don't lie. Don't lie. If you have been denied visa in the past, make sure you mention it. Mention that you have been denied in the past. Mention the reason why you were denied. Yes, and we can go from there. Also, try to apply early. Do you get? Why it is also good for you to apply early is because if there's any documents that you don't have, you start on time. You start building your documents on time. You start compiling your documents on time. So apply early. If you know that you need that visa in December, this is still February, start applying now. Do you get? Use genuine documents. I've said it before. Use genuine documents. Don't use any fake. In fact, don't use that one will kill you. Don't use any fake documents in your visa application. Make sure that all the documents that you're using is correct. It is genuine. It is genuine. If you've not applied for any visa in the past yourself, you can always contact a consultant that can help you, that can guide you, that can hold your hand. That is why I built that community, where you can always join the community, where you can always get tips from me, where you can always ask me questions. If you're confused with anything, you can always book consultations with me and I'll be there to attend to you. Okay? Again, my name is Berry Umez, your favorite travel consultant. Do well to subscribe to my channel, like, share to your friends, and join my community. The link is in my bio. Thank you so much. I love y'all. You can also check out my travel company on Instagram at travel_remedy. I and my team, we work round the clock to attend to your travel needs at any time of the day. I love you all. Bye.